What if the reason your car runs rough at 80,000 miles isn't because the engine was poorly built, but because of a decision you made at the gas pump hundreds of times without thinking about it? Every time you fill up, you're not just buying gasoline. You're buying whatever additive package comes with that fuel. And that's the part most drivers ignore. Over 4 months, I've been digging through fuel certification lists and industry documents to understand what really separates fuel that protects your engine from fuel that just meets the legal minimum. Most drivers assume gasoline is gasoline. If it's cheaper, they think they're getting a better deal. But some fuel companies invested in higher detergent standards that keep fuel injectors cleaner over time. Others decided the federal minimum was good enough to save money on every gallon. At first, that doesn't seem like a big deal. Your engine starts. Your car drives normally. Nothing feels wrong. But engines don't respond to one tank. They respond to habits repeated hundreds of times over tens of thousands of miles. That's where the real difference shows. Today, we're looking at 7 fuel brands that drivers choose because they're cheaper or convenient. Then we'll compare them with companies that invested in higher detergent standards instead of cutting costs. Let's start. Brand number 7. Sam's Club Fuel. When people pull into Sam's Club, they're thinking about saving money. Bulk pricing, discount items, warehouse deals. So they assume the gasoline follows the same logic. Same quality, lower price. But gasoline doesn't work that way. The base fuel often comes from the same regional refineries supplying major brands. The difference is what gets added afterward. That's where the detergent package is blended in. These detergents reduce deposit buildup in fuel injectors. Some companies exceed the federal minimum. Sam's Club doesn't. It hasn't participated in the top-tier certification program while Costco does. That matters because both compete on price. Both operate warehouse clubs. Yet one decided enhanced detergents were worth paying for, and the other didn't. Saving a few dollars per tank sounds good, but over years of ownership, consistently using fuel with lower detergent levels allows more deposits to accumulate. You won't notice after 1 tank or 50 tanks, but tens of thousands of miles with minimum standard fuel, that's where problems show up. Brand number 6. Murphy USA. You've seen these outside Walmart. Bright signs, easy access, price always a few cents lower than competitors. That low number is exactly what Murphy USA built its business around. Murphy USA buys base fuel from the same regional terminals as other stations. The difference is the additive package afterward. Murphy USA hasn't participated in top-tier certification. That means federal minimum detergent only. When you're selling millions of gallons yearly, saving a fraction of a cent per gallon on additives adds up. From a business perspective, it makes sense. From an engine perspective, it's different. Modern fuel injectors operate with precision. Even small amounts of deposit buildup affect efficiency. This doesn't happen after 1 tank. It's the long-term habit that matters. Drivers trading vehicles every 3 years won't notice much, but owners trying to reach 200,000 miles, small decisions add up. Brand number 5. Pilot Flying EOG. These massive truck stops are everywhere on highways. Rows of diesel pumps, restaurants, showers, huge convenience stores. They're built for one customer, commercial truck drivers. Passenger cars are an afterthought. Pilot Flying J earns 80 to 90% of fuel revenue from diesel sold to commercial fleets. Regular gasoline is a side business. The company hasn't participated in top-tier certification for gasoline. For a one-time fill-up on a road trip, that's fine. But if you travel constantly for work, filling up at truck stops every few days, you're driving tens of thousands of miles on fuel with minimal detergent protection. Deposits don't appear overnight. They develop slowly over time. And that accumulation eventually matters. Brand number 4. Love's Travel Stops. Love's looks professional. Bright stations, clean facilities, packed parking lots. Seeing thousands of professional truckers there makes you think the gasoline must be excellent. But truck drivers buy diesel. You buy gasoline. Different products, different certifications. Love's built its business around trucking. Regular gasoline is offered because people need it, not because it's a priority. Like Pilot, Love's hasn't participated in top-tier certification for gasoline. A clean restroom doesn't tell you about the fuel quality. A big store doesn't tell you what's blended into that gasoline. Only the certification tells you that, and Love's isn't certified. Brand number 3. Unbranded independent stations. You're driving through an unfamiliar town. One station is selling gasoline 20 or 30 cents cheaper than everyone else. No familiar logo. Just a local station. Your brain does the math instantly. 20 cents less per gallon? That's $3 saved on this fill-up. Easy decision. But here's what you don't realize. The base gasoline often starts exactly the same as fuel at major brands. Regional terminals distribute the same product to different companies. The separation happens when additive packages are blended at the terminal before the fuel goes to individual stations. Top-tier certified retailers must use detergent packages meeting the program's standards. Independent stations choose different packages depending on suppliers and costs, as long as they meet federal requirements. That means consistency varies. One independent station might have excellent fuel quality. Another might use the minimum detergent level allowed. As a customer at the pump, you have no way of knowing which one you're getting. With a certified program, you know the standard. Without it, you're relying on individual retailer decisions. That's why experienced drivers don't just look at the price sign, they check for certification standards. Now, something important. If you've watched older videos, you heard brands like BP, Amoco, and Arco should be avoided. That was accurate when they left the top-tier program in 2021. But fuel certification changes. Companies join and leave. I checked the current list before making this video. BP returned to the program. Amoco is certified. Arco is certified. Information changed. If facts change, recommendations change too. Now for the brands that invested in protection all along. Costco. Costco competes on price like Sam's Club. Both operate warehouse memberships. Both attract customers looking for value. Yet Costco chose to certify its gasoline under top-tier standards and maintains that every year. That destroys the myth that cheaper fuel means low-quality fuel. Costco proved you can sell competitive prices and still invest in enhanced detergents. One company prioritized additive quality. The other didn't. Both sell warehouse fuel. Only one certifies it. Traditional national brands committed to top-tier standards across all locations. You know what you're getting every time you pump. Every station, every season. That consistency matters because engines don't reward one great tank. They reward thousands of good decisions repeated. Fuel injectors stay cleaner. Combustion stays efficient. Carbon builds slower. Idle stays smoother. Fuel economy stays consistent. None of this happens overnight. It's the result of habits. Here's the reality about cost. You save $4 or $5 per tank buying cheaper fuel. That's maybe $300 annually. Over 10 years, $3,000 in savings. But modern fuel systems are sophisticated. Fuel injectors operate with precision. When deposits build over thousands of miles, performance changes without you noticing. Idle gets rougher. Acceleration feels less crisp. Fuel economy drops. The check engine light appears. You visit the mechanic. Fuel injector cleaning, $600. Replacement, $1,000. Not all repairs come from fuel quality, but cleaner fuel systems need less maintenance than dirty ones. That's why automakers supported the top-tier program. It wasn't marketing, it was engineered necessity. Instead of asking, how much did I save today? Ask, what am I asking my engine to live with for the next 100,000 miles? Because that's where the real value is. So here's the takeaway. Some companies decided federal minimum detergent was enough. Others invested in higher standards. Both sell legal gasoline, but the detergent protection you're buying is different. Next time you need fuel, don't just look at the price. Check for the top-tier logo on the pump. That symbol tells you far more than a 3-cent savings ever will, because you're not just buying gasoline. You're buying thousands of future miles for an engine worth thousands to replace. A few cents saved today doesn't matter much when viewed that way. If this video helped, subscribe because we follow evidence, industry standards, and practices that help your vehicle last longer and cost less over time. Next video exposes the biggest tire rotation myth costing drivers thousands in premature wear. Don't miss it. Drive safe and I'll see you in the next one.